So you're in the middle of it. You're giving it your all. And then you stop and realize, wait a minute, she's not making any sounds. She's not moaning. Then the existential panic comes in. Am I doing a good job? Is she enjoying this? Should I keep going? I'll be honest with you and say I have faked it many times. It's been a long time since I faked it, but we've all been there. And it's not because the sex was bad. It's because moaning and being performative for me as a woman felt easier than saying, you know what, this isn't really doing it for me. Mostly because we haven't really been taught how to talk about these things, which is for a whole other video. But I have also been in situations where the sex was amazing and I didn't make a single sound. I was mostly focused and in my body, and I just felt like moaning and being loud was unnecessary. I remember a few times actually, my partner would stop and be like, are you okay? Like, are you enjoying this? Do you want me to keep going? You're really quiet. And I said, yes, I'm fine. I'm perfect. I'm just quiet. Please do not stop what you're doing. Keep going and doing exactly what you've been doing. Just don't stop. And at that moment, I really realized how much people rely on moaning as a feedback loop. And that can really mess with your head, especially if you really want to be a good lover. So if you've ever felt insecure, confused, or if you need a translator to figure out whether or not she's enjoying herself, this video is for you. As someone who talks about sex on the internet for a living and who also lives it, I'm going to talk about what silence in the bedroom actually means and how you can read the signs a little bit better. So by the end of this video, my goal is for you to feel more confident, more tuned in, and way more relaxed about it. Now, if you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Ali, and on this platform, we have some casual conversations about sex, relationships, and other fun stuff. And as I always say, I try to come at you from a place of experience and not expertise. I think there's a lot of value in learning from other people's experiences and not necessarily from a traditional like therapist with a whiteboard kind of setup. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there are many different styles of learning. All right, let's get into it, shall we? All right, so what are some reasons why she might be quiet? And let me remind you that silence is not a universal red flag. One of the main reasons is that she may be focused. And I'm speaking from experience because usually in the bedroom, I'll say, shh, let me concentrate. Don't say anything. And I need silence. I need to be quiet. I need him to be quiet. And I just need to focus on my pleasure. Other reasons may be she might be shy or self-conscious. You know, sometimes the noises we make aren't traditional noises and sometimes maybe people are a little insecure about that, unknowing that their partner may think that's really hot. Other reasons maybe she's, concerned about the way she should sound because again, we're used to performative sex and what we hear in porn. I know I've definitely been in situations where I was thinking of like, ooh, like what sound should I make to make this super hot? So like he's more turned on and like thinking about his pleasure as opposed to my own. Maybe she's not fully aroused yet. Maybe, mentally she's elsewhere and thinking of to-do lists and stuff like that. Or maybe she's not really enjoying it, but she doesn't feel safe to say so. Like I said at the beginning, sometimes just moaning and putting on a performance feels much easier than saying, this isn't really working for me, because again, we haven't been taught these skills on how to communicate our desires, our needs, our pleasure, and so on. So yes, silence can be neutral, but silence can also be a red flag. Sometimes. That's why the real answer is not to listen to the moans, but to pay attention to the full picture. Okay, so now what can you say if you're unsure? You're in the moment, she's super quiet and you start spiraling. Like, do I suck? Am I good at this? What do I do? Should I ask her? Should I keep going? Don't panic and instead try asking her, tell me what you're liking so far. Do you want more pressure or less pressure? I want to hear you. Tell me what would feel good right now. Those kinds of check-ins and communication do not kill the mood at all. They build trust and they signal that you care about her actual experience and not just your performance review. Also, I know it's a two-way street. I'm not sitting here telling you that you got to do all the communicating and work and so on. It's definitely on her as well. Trust me, it took me a really long time to be able to say in bed, shut up, don't talk, let me concentrate, okay? And now my partner is really good when I start getting too over performative or I want to give up or I start panting too much or something. He always tells me to breathe, relax, and just concentrate. So I'm really grateful that we've gotten to that point. But yeah, it definitely takes work and it takes practice. Now, speaking of practice, no matter how much effort we put into what's happening in the bedroom, it's always the small changes that make a difference, especially when it comes to your dating life. Because let's be honest here, If you're confused about what to say to her or how to handle the situation when she's quiet in bed, there's also some hesitation or uncertainty when you're actually talking to women outside of the bedroom. And that is why I'm really happy to have Marnie, the Wing Girl Method, sponsor today's video. All right, if you don't know Marnie, she is a huge YouTuber. I think she has like 1.7 something in the millions of followers, and she's a world-renowned dating expert and has helped so many guys level up their dating life. Because let's be honest, sometimes guys kind of suck at flirting, and it's not your fault. Girls suck at flirting too sometimes. Sometimes we just need a little practice, and that's okay. And that's why she's developed this science-backed flirting method called the F formula. So it is a program that helps you learn how to flirt with women. And tens of thousands of guys have used this worldwide. So she has developed a system that helps you attract the woman that you want and build the confidence that you need. Because again, these are skills that you need to practice. So this isn't for the guys that are content on being alone forever. These are for the ones who want to break free from their flirting failures and get the woman that they want and they deserve. Tens of thousands of guys have used this science-backed F formula and have found success with Marnie. So Marnie and her F formula are going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to get a woman to escalate with you, to be with you, to sleep with you. And because the Wing Girl Method is sponsoring my video today, they are offering you, my viewers, an unbeatable deal. Just click the first link in the description below and you will get an exclusive preview of the F formula completely free. And if you decide to join the full program, you will get a bonus 20% off. Now, if you're tired of failing at flirting and being stuck on the sidelines, then stop wasting your time. Take control of your dating life and click on the link below this video and get access right away. All right, now let's talk about why relying on moaning may be misleading. So I feel like men have been taught to measure their performance based on how loud the woman is moaning, which couldn't be further from the truth. And yeah, it could be really amazing to hear your partner moaning. It's super validating, but here's the reality check. Moaning doesn't always mean pleasure. Sometimes it means she's trying to hurry things up, or she's trying to protect your feelings, or she's trying to mimic porn because she thinks that's what you expect. And if your whole confidence rests on her sound effects, you're not really connecting. You're just chasing a performance. Trust me, the goal is mutual pleasure and not an Oscar-winning performance. I mean, I've heard some moaning, okay? I'm gonna tell you about a little experience that Gab and I had. It happens pretty often, actually, when we go get an erotic massage together with a woman, and you know it's time for the grand finale, and she's about to give him his happy ending. I never know whether I should laugh or participate or tell her like it's okay, like you don't have to do the full thing, you know. This was mostly shocked me the first time we've ever done this, because the moaning, the theatrics, the performance that came out of this woman was a lot. And it actually took me by surprise, because I was in the room and I was like, God, I don't do that when I'm with Gab or with any other, Gab's my partner, or with any other man. It was a lot, you know, and it just, again, made me reflect on the whole moaning and, you know, making it sound hot and performative. But like, does the guy really think that's hot? I don't know. Are we just taught that from porn? I don't know. What do you think? Drop in the comments below. I'm curious to know your experience and how you as a man perceive moaning in a woman during sex. And I want you to remember that some of the loudest moans are fake and some of the best orgasms are quiet, just like mine. All right, moving on. How do you know if she's actually enjoying it when she's quiet? This is really important to know. This is where the full picture comes in, where you're not just paying attention to the sounds, but you're paying attention to what is going on around you. So I want you to look for these signs. Her breathing changes. Is it getting heavier? Is it getting deeper? Is it getting faster? Her body is moving with yours, like her hips are shifting and moving. Her back is arching. She's pulling you in closer. She's squeezing you tighter. These are all really good signs that she's having a good time. I know for me, for example, if I'm on top, I like to get real close. I like to be held real close and just like tight and squeeze, and I squeeze him and he squeezes me, and this is usually the moment where I'm like, be quiet. I just need to focus. So no sounds, but lots of touching and squeezing. She's looking relaxed or even a little flushed, so a nice like little rosy glow is usually a good sign. She makes eye contact and looks at you in a way that says, yes, keep going. Her muscles tense before releasing. These are signs of orgasm. So pleasure doesn't always come with noise. Sometimes they're quiet, but trust me, from a woman's perspective, they can be really intense and amazing. And remember, if you're ever unsure, communication is key. Always check in gently with care. So let me say this. Silence doesn't always mean failure, and sounds don't always mean success. And remember, some of the best lovers aren't the ones that are gonna make you scream, but the ones that make you feel safe enough to sound like whatever the hell you wanna sound like. If I wanna be quiet, if I wanna make weird grunting sounds, like if I feel comfortable enough to be myself like that in sex with you, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. And remember, if you are someone who is on the search for a woman to experience these silences and these sounds with, but you need a little bit of help talking to them outside of the bedroom before you get them inside of the bedroom, then definitely check out the F Formula by my girl Marnie by clicking on the link in the description below to get a free exclusive preview of the F Formula. And don't forget, they are offering my viewers, AKA you all, 20% off if you decide to join the program. So it's an awesome deal. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.